Seahorses. Seahorses. Focus question. What are seahorses? Strange creatures. A strange marine creature hides in beds of seagrass. It's a fish that dances yet then barely swim. It's an animal that can look ahead and behind at the same time. It's the seahorse. A delicate and unique ocean marvel. Wordwise. The scientific name for seahorses is hippocampus. That name comes from two ancient Greek words, hippos meaning horse and campos meaning sea monster. Funny kind of fish. Seahorses are closely related to pipefish, skinny fish with long snouts, and have some of the same features. They both have small fins and eyes that move sporadically. Neither one has teeth. In other ways, though, these fishy cousins are quite different. Pipefish look like skinny tubes. They are longer than they are tall. Pipefish hold themselves horizontally, as most fish do. Seahorses are just the opposite. They hold themselves upright as they move through the water. Another big difference is in the body parts that give seahorses their name. Seahorses have bumps called spines that run along the top and back of their head like a horse's mane. Their snout looks like the muzzle and nose of a horse. They also have a long tail. All of the more than 40 types of seahorses have this body structure, but their size varies. The tiny pygmy seahorse measures about 2 centimeters, just under 1 inch. The Pacific seahorse can grow up to 31 centimeters, 1 feet long. Seahorses also come in different colors, ranging from purple to gold to white. They often change color as well. Where seahorses live. Seahorses live in warm waters along coastlines around the world. They nest in kelp forests and beds of eelgrass in places that they steady currents. These weedy areas are full of tiny plankton and shrimp larvae, food seahorses like to eat. The moving waters bring them food, which is important since they can't swim great distance to hunt. Seahorses sometimes move to deeper water during storms to avoid low waves. Usually, though, they stay within a set area. A female's territory may be up to 100 square meters, 1,076 square feet. A male's range is only a fraction of that size. Unique adaptations. A seahorse has an unusual body for a fish. It has an exoskeleton, a hard armor-like covering with skin on top of it. Its exoskeleton helps the seahorse defend against predators and protect its internal organs from harm. Attached to its back is a small dorsal fin that flutters as fast as a hummingbird's wings. That fluttering fin is not strong enough to move seahorses away from hungry crabs or sea rays quickly. Seahorses are not fast swimmers. In fact, the tiny pygmy seahorse is one of the slowest moving fish on Earth, with a top speed of only 1.5 meters, 5 feet per hour. For the most part, seahorses are drifters, letting ocean currents carry them along. Having a prehensile tail comes in handy for these seaweed dwellers. Seahorses can wrap their prehensile tail around something and grab it as a hand can. Seahorses use their tail to hold themselves in place. Hanging on to seagrass keeps seahorses from being swept away by swift currents. Camouflage is an important part of seahorse defense. Seahorses have adapted to survive by using color to blend in with their surroundings. Seahorse skin has a special group of cells called cheromatopores. The cells change color according to signals from the body. Two cousins of seahorses, leafy and weedy sea dragons, have growths that look like leaves. These growths make them especially hard to see in a kelp forest. Looking for prey is easy thanks to a seahorse's unusual eyes. Its eyes work independently and can look in two different directions at once. When a seahorse spots prey, it points its snout toward its target and uses it like a straw to stock in food. A seahorse can eat only what it will feed through its thin snout since it has no teeth and can't chew, eating like a horse. Seahorses can take in only the smallest bits of food, so they must eat often, up to 50 times a day. Dead moms. Seahorses are unique not just in how they look, but also in how they reproduce. Males and females take roles that are quite different from those of other animal species. It's the male seahorses or stallions that give birth. Seahorses and pipefish are the only animals that do these. First, a seahorse couple pairs up and dances together for several days. In this mating dance, they circle each other or swim side by side, changing colors to communicate. They may grasp each other with their tails. Some seahorses pairs bond for life. A stallion has a pouch unlike a kangaroo's. When the time is right, the female places as many as 1,500 eggs into the pouch. The stallion fertilizes the eggs and holds them in his pouch for about 45 days. During that time, the female checks on him to make sure all is well. A male with a touchful of eggs guards with territory. He puffs himself up to look as large as he can to scare off predators. Over time, the eggs develop into baby seahorses called fry, which look just like their parents. When the fry are ready, the stallion squeezes them out of his pouch into the water. Then they swim off on their own. Depending on the species, seahorses can give birth to more than 1,000 babies at a time. However, only about 1 in 20 will survive to become adults. Those that do may live up to about 5 years. Surviving against all odds. Only a small number of fry grow into adults. That number may not be enough to sustain seahorse populations. However, adult seahorses are in danger not just from natural predators but also from humans. Boats, especially those used for commercial fishing, present a real threat to seahorses. These boats may drag nets or anchors across the ocean floor, which uproot sea plants important to seahorse survival. The anchors may leave destroy seahorse habitat, reducing their numbers. Since seahorses are not distance swimmers and have limited ranges, they are less likely to seek out new habitats once their home is destroyed. Another threat comes from people who hunt seahorses. People haul them in using nets. Seahorses are in great demand for several reasons. They are used for traditional medicine, and they are also connected and sold as ornaments. People bring them ashore and place them in the hot sun to dry out. Their bodies are sold to companies that use them as decorations. Live seahorses are also sold as pets. Their unusual appearance makes them a popular addition to aquariums. Seahorses do not last long living in home fish tanks. Most die within weeks because of stress or disease. Conservationists have found that the best way to help seahorses is to educate people about them. Not only are they beautiful creatures, but they are also important to ocean ecology. Their feeding habitats have to keep a healthy balance of sea life around coral reefs and grass beds. A seahorse city. A retired school teacher named Roger Henson was a regular diver off the California coast. He wanted to study and protect the seahorses he saw on his dives. He created a seahorse city on the ocean floor with pine branches and palm tree leaves. He built this safe environment far from the beach to give seahorses a place to live without the risk of being trampled. Conclusion: seahorses are amazing ocean dwellers. They are shy creatures that hide among the weeds and try to stay out of sight. If you are lucky enough to spot a seahorse in the wild, move slowly. Do not disturb it. Take a quiet moment to admire and appreciate its unique beauty, then go on your way. These beautiful creatures are a delight to see in oceans all over the world. Their gentle nature and unusual characteristics make seahorses among nature's most unusual treasures.